I am not normal. That might not be a surprise to you. I sometimes do and say odd things. I have in the past, when it was possible, had not normal hairstyles and colours. If I'm honest, I'm not sure what normal is. Sometimes the church's way of interacting with those who are not part of it seems to be that it's trying to do its very best to say we're not weird. You know, the church is trying to say to people, we're just normal like you. It seems to me that we put our effort into trying to convince people that we are normal, that they don't need to be afraid to come to church because it's not a crazy thing to do to sing together and talk to and about a God we cannot see. We're trying to convince people that we're all just normal. But that's wrong, isn't it? We're not normal, are we? The way that Jesus calls us to live, to love our enemies, to forgive, to be self-sacrificial, to be united in him, to worship, to live according to God's ways rather than our own. The way that Jesus calls us to live, it is not normal. It's not the same as everyone else. Going to church on a Sunday these days, singing songs, praying together, listening as someone like me speaks at you for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. It's not normal. And to try and convince people who don't know Jesus that we are normal is counterproductive. Why would they bother to come and worship with us? Why would they want to get to know Jesus if being a Christian is no different from not being one? What's the point? As God's people, we are called to be abnormal. I think the way that Paul and Silas act and react in the readings we've been looking at over the last few days are a good example. They have healed a young woman of an evil spirit, and the result is that the woman's owners have lost their income. And these slave owners, they react normally. Paul and Silas have done something which costs them money. And because they've lost this stream of income, they are aggrieved and they want something done. That's normal, isn't it? That's how our world works. Paul and Silas get thrown in prison where they spend their time singing and praising God at the top of their voices. Now this is not normal. A normal person who is thrown in prison does their best not to aggravate the other inmates. Singing and praising God at the top of their voices, I imagine, got them noticed, and not in a good way. But what this abnormal behaviour does is it makes it clear to everyone, including the jailer, that Paul and Silas are men of faith. So when the earthquake comes and there is a chance to escape, what do Paul and Silas do? Do they run free, as you might expect, as Peter did when he miraculously found the door to his prison cell open? No, they quietly stay put. This is not normal. And because the jailer sees their abnormal behaviour, he comes to faith in Christ too. As followers of Jesus, we are not normal. If we're normal, if we're the same as everyone else, we're doing it wrong. We are called to be weird. Maybe for some of us, it's time to stop trying to keep our heads down and not rock the boat. Instead, it's time to risk upsetting our fellow inmates by singing songs of praise, by being abnormal. Who knows who else might come to Christ when we do that?